Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen. See something interesting go here.
No problem. I can do that.
Introduction of proposed ordinances, we have none. Hearing and adoption of ordinances on second reading. 04-14, bond ordinance to authorize the making of various water system improvements in by and for the water utility of the township of Roxbury, county or state of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $975,000 to pay the cost thereof, make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriations, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. Can I get that over to the public, please? 04-14. Would anybody like to be heard on ordinance 04-14? Seeing none? That's not all in favor? Can I get a motion to approve? Mr. Barrett, a motion to approve. Can I get a second? Mr. Hall, seconded. Any discussion by council that hasn't already taken place? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Barrett. Mr. Crowley. Yes. Mr. DeFilippo. Yes. Mr. Hall. Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
Mayor Riley.
Yes. Next item is introduction and adoption of resolutions. Motion is second by Mr. Barrett. Any discussion on these resolutions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Barrett. Mr. Crowley. Yes. Mr. DeFilippo.
Yes.
Mr. Hall. Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
Mayor Riley.
Yes. Next item up is personnel changes. There are none. That will bring us to communication package, February 28th and March 7th. Give me 1 second to pull it out, please.
Mr. Mayor, at this point, we're going to just file this.
I'm sorry. Mr. Hall.
Would you accept the motion to file?
Motion to file.
Mark Hall.
Motion is second. I have two items that I can discuss with Chris. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Barrett. Yes. Mr. Crowley. Yes. Mr. DeFilippo.
Yes.
Mr. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
Mayor Riley.
Yes. That brings us to item number 14, which is our next public portion. Would anybody like to discuss items that do not pertain to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection presentation / medical landfill? I'll now open this up to the public. Please raise your hand if you have any comments. Yes, ma'am.
Could you turn the microphone back on? Can you get people?
Ryan Hernandez, Conklin Road again. My question is about the DOH report that came out on February 4th and was received by the township on February 6th. This report makes very clear that the levels of hydrogen sulfide that we've been living in exceed the EPA reference concentration of 1.4 parts per billion for chronic exposure, which is what we're under. If you're exposed long-term, it's called chronic exposure, and the EPA has set a maximum level for people living in those conditions at 1.4 parts per billion. Now, the average from various sites around town that the DOH tested starting in February 2013 through December 2013 ranged from 1.2 to 5.8 parts per billion, and that's an average over that time span. So we've been living at rates of over 4 times what the EPA considers safe for chronic exposure. And the testing ended in December, and as we all know, the hydrogen sulfide monitors throughout town have been reading anywhere from 5 to 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10, depending on the location. And actually, it's been pretty steady day to day if you watch them every day. So we are now living at something I've seen like 6 times what the EPA thinks is okay for chronic exposure. And this report came out on February the township received it on February 6th. The township since then, at the 2 town council meetings, has been asked about reports and testing and any information that we could need, and all we ever got was look at it, look what's online. Now this was online. It was in the archives. It was nicely hidden in the archives. The town has not meant to be the Fenmore landfill portion of the website, and while the town thinks it's important to post every time there's going to be an inch of snow, they don't think it's important to put this very important document that we've all been waiting for, that tells us how much we're being poisoned. And they don't think that this is important enough to let the whole town know that this is going on and that this is an average for a year, and especially when the rates have gone up at the monitors. And I want to know, whose decision was it to not make this more public? Because putting it in the archives, not even at the top of the Fenimore landfill page on the town website. So don't tell me to go to the website when you just archive it. I want to know whose decision it was to put it there and not let the town know, not put it on the Facebook page, and make it more obvious to everybody in this town who deserves to know how badly they're being poisoned.
You're talking about the DOH report?
Yes, I'm talking about the DOH report.
Okay, I believe that was posted, Mr. Rats?
That was given to,
Thanks. That was given to the normal process to post on the website. I was told just a few days ago that it went right to the archive. I asked our people to put a separate page on it on the
I
website.
couldn't hear you very well.
It went through the normal posting process for all documents on the website. I learned the other day that it was posted, that it was not given its own tab. I told our IT director to change that, to put it and provide it its own tab. I also know that that was circulated at a public meeting with the council under their communications package, and it was listed on the communications package. And in addition to that, it did go to our experts for review as well too. So the website posting, I'm responsible for the website. The direction from me obviously was not clear, and as soon as I found out that it was not given a profile that it should have been, I directed them to change it.
I have to say, the only reason it was made clear is because somebody from React found that it posted on the Fenimore landfill site. It was over a month.
No, actually,
it was over.
no, that's not correct. I actually got a call from the DEP about it. Nobody told me about anything of it.
Okay, but then it was as of a week ago, it was still in the archives. It wasn't posted anywhere else. I looked for it personally.
Yesterday is when I sent the instructions to change it. That's when I found out.
So over a month.
Is that when you realized?
People have not known about this for over a month.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. It was my fault. I want to make you ask whose fault it was. It was my fault for not giving clear direction that it should have had its own separate location.
He's trying to cover his
I
ass.
assumed responsibility. I was incorrect in doing that, and I have clarified it as soon as I learned that it was not provided its own space on the website.
Well, I
So
would like to know.
I can address your criticism, and I accept your criticism. I can tell you that we will try to improve that. That's the best I can tell you. And I also appreciate that you brought it to my attention as well tonight. This is one of the reasons we have these meetings. Thank you very much.
I'd like to see it on the Facebook page so that everybody in town can check the Facebook page.
Sure, we can do that as well too if we have not already done it. It's a very good suggestion. That is part of our normal process, is to put it on the website and our Facebook page.
It's just, it just seems a little sketch that of all the things that we've been getting, this one just kind of goes by the wayside, especially if it hit your desk, if it hit your desk, Mr. Rats, and you didn't think, I have to actually publicize this right now. I just wonder
Well, no,
where.
we publicized it fairly quickly.
No, publicize it on the Facebook page. I mean, you seem to
Oh,
think
no.
that things, if that is your responsibility, you seem to think that things like snowstorms are more important than this, then I just wonder like where your judgment is on this.
No, that is not you are correct. It should have gone out on Facebook. It should have gone out on our webpage. It is more important than a snowstorm.
But it didn't. We're over a month.
And again, that's my fault. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Okay. And my other question is, I sent you all, gentlemen up there, an email a couple days ago about the emergency order, and why the town. About the emergency order, and why the town, previous town council meetings has said that the DEP has prevented it from going on site and testing, and you said the DEP has prevented you. And the verbiage of the emergency order makes clear that the town does not have to have permission from the DEP, and in fact it says the town shall have full access to the site for testing. And so I wonder why you have not.
I actually called our attorney that very day, Mr. Bucco, and I don't know if you've had a chance to, but Mr. Bucco.
I have. No, can you hear me?
No, can you pull it closer?
I have. I received your email, and actually I looked at the order, and the part that you cite, you're accurate. It says exactly that. However, if you go to the next paragraph after that, it says, except as expressly permitted by the department, no person may trespass on the landfill or disturb any protective measure or control established or installed pursuant to this emergency order. Now, you can recall that what our experts wanted to do was to do soil borings, which would have required drilling through the posi shell, protective surface that the DEP applied. So while the first paragraph that you cite is correct, it gives us the ability to enter it. We can enter it to take air monitoring samples. We can go on site to investigate, but we can't disturb the protective natures that the protective actions that they've taken. So you've got to read the whole order in order to understand what our rights and privileges are under this order.
I did read the whole order. I find it interesting that you would accept such a passive reading of that and not put it before, if the DEP fought back, why not bring it before court of law for a judge to decide how that's going to be written? No, I'm a lawyer. I actually know how this works too.
But you're talking too close to the microphone. I can't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying, is that better? Is that better? I'm saying you take a very passive reading, and which is surprising as a town attorney who's supposed to be representing the town's interests and not the DP's. And I am surprised that you would not have attempted to do this, and if the DEP did not allow you, why not go before a judge and let the judge decide whether your reading, whether the reading that I'm saying is shall have full access, and whether the except applies to the town or applies to anybody else but the town. Do you understand? It's disappointing. It's just a continuation of what I'm not done. It's a continuation of what I see this council and the other leadership up here just really not taking what this town needs into consideration and kind of kowtowing to the DP, and I've said this before at town council meetings. So if I were the town attorney, I would actually fight for it, because it is more important what we want, what we need, than what the DP might protest against. You don't even know the DP would have protested it. You didn't even try.
I can tell you, they protested it.
We got to take them to court.
They said no.
Take them to court. Oh, the DP said no, so you walk away? This isn't what this town does. This isn't what this town did tonight. So why can't you stand up to that?
In my opinion, filing a lawsuit to try to drill through protective covering that the DEP has placed on there that's specifically prohibited in that emergency order would have failed.
Says you.
The covering didn't work.
Yeah, but maybe we need a new town lawyer on top of everything else.
Anybody else in the public wish to be heard? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. All in favor? Thank
Bill.